Good afternoon, all, and welcome to Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis Cocker. We have just seen the lineup coming out, and it's some interesting lineup that we have seen so far. Let's just go to the tactical board and go through it, because now I will try to present you how the tactics, how I think the match will go. So, guys, this is what we have so far. Man United lineup is Onana in goal. We have Martinez at the left centre back. We have Maguire central centre back, and the Ligt, I would say, is the right centre back. Masraoui most likely will play at the right defensive line, and Dalot at the left. But that could change in the game and with the startup. So I don't know, but this is my guess. I would say that the Masraoui is more stable defensively and will have to learn to deal with Doku. Centrally, we have Ugarte and Bruno as the double pivot, as we like to call it. I think that will be interesting to see with those two guys playing together. I think they have been good together, and I think Bruno operates as more of a deep playing playmaker, and Ugarte more of a destroyer, the guy who sweeps up defensively. And Ugarte, he will be up against Kevin De Bruyne, I will say, the most dangerous player on this Man City team besides Haaland. So if we can stop De Bruyne, I think that will be a massive task, and this is what Ugarte have to do. If you guys remember the FA Cup final, the way Amrabat played in that role and stopped Kevin De Bruyne, that was a great way to do it. So I think that's one of the key elements of the game, how I see it. Who else do we have? We have Dalot at the left wing back. Could be right wing back, but my guess is left wing back up against Phil Foden. Why I think so is because of Masraoui, Ahmad. This connection, those two guys, Masraoui and Ahmad, has a great connection playing together, and I think that will work out well. I wouldn't break that up if I was Amorim. So this is how I see it. People in the chat, if you are here, shout out and give me your opinion on the lineup. We have MUFC Realist TV coming in. I think that must be Mick. Big up, Mick. He comes in and say no Rashford or Garnacho. Yeah, that's 100% true. No Rashford or Garnacho. I don't know. I think it's quite. I'm quite happy with that. I don't think either of them suits this Amorim system, and I like what I see so far. And I think the way Mason Mount came on at the last 20 to 25 minutes was really good, and how his third man runs, how he opens up and creates space for others. So we have Burba in the house also. Big up, Burba. Hello, mate. Hello, Burba. Smash that like. Yes, smash that like, people. Will be great. I would love some likes and subscriptions. So, guys, you know what to do. Okay, let's just go back to the tactical board. We have Mason Mount and Ahmad in the two number 10s, or the half space players or playmakers, or what you want to call it. I don't know if you are familiar with the terms of football, but you have the central line going through the central. And on the outside of the central line, you have the half spaces. It goes around here. Let me draw it up for you. So I would say the half space is this space and this space. So this is the space where the number 10 is going to operate, up and down. And half space is so important now in modern day football, because there's seldomly no room to play in, and at least centrally there's always compact. You see the opposition team always sets up with a mid block, of 4, the square, as we have been talking about so many times. So the half space areas is where you want to operate. But don't be fooled. Manchester City also have brilliant half space players in De Bruyne, and I believe it will be Bernardo Silva. It could be Phil Foden. It depends. I'm not 100% sure how Pep Guardiola will set up his team, because they don't have any defenders as far as I know. They have Walker, Diaz, and Guardiola, I think, as the only fit defenders. So I went into the Man City homepage, and and this is what they got. So here you see their lineup. So it's Ederson, Walker, Diaz, Guardiol, Gundogan, De Bruyne, Bernardo, Nunes, Foden, Doku, and Haaland. And I think Simpson Pusey is the only defender they got on the bench, I would say. But Stones is on the bench, and yeah, I think that's it. So, but he's still injured, so there will be a difficult game this for City, and they are struggling defensively. Let's go. Hello to other people who are joining. We have the Rootinator coming in. Big up, Rootinator. I'm always glad to see you, big fella. And we have a comment here from the Rootinator. He said Rashford and Garnacho. Which one is the snitch? I don't know. I'm totally focused on the footballing side. It could be Rashford, it could be Ericsson, it could be Casemiro, it could be whoever. And maybe it's none of them is the snitch. Someone have hacked their phone, or they have a secret hidden camera in the Man United locker room, or they have some spy satellite lights or drones. So they're just guessing. I don't know. It's like the divide and conquer technique from the British media. I don't know, but I won't speculate anymore on this. But yeah, it's a good question there. Wootinator. Mick Ruby comes in and say, I'm happy with this team, but if Rashford and Ghana is not in the squad, no one can figure it out, and they might be punished for the leaked lineups. Palace 3.0. Yeah. So, Mick, if you want to come on and have your say, no problem. I will share the link in the comments. You can jump on and have your say on the lineup. Or if Routinator or Berber, any of you want to come in and give your instant reaction to the lineups. This will be a short show, so maybe I will go live, maybe 5 to 10 more minutes. And we have the legend himself, Rush Mono, in the house. He say, "Come on, United! Come on, United! I think this will be a great game." So, Rushy, are you going to the game? Do you have tickets to go to Etihad? Shouldn't be a problem getting ticket for that arena. They hardly have any fans. And Burba comes in, Rushy Bud, and same with Wootinator. Mick tells me to share the link in WhatsApp. Yeah, I can do that. Give me 2 seconds. I will share it. There is Mickey. Oh, okay, there. Okay, the link is shared. So maybe Mick Ruby will join us and have his say. Let's go. Oh, Rushmano comes with an update. No, mate, not at this one. Yeah. Let's see. Let's go back to the lineup. So, yeah, we have Mason Mount, Amad Diallo, and Højlund, our main man, target man on top. He looked great against the Victoria Pilsen, scored 2 goals, and he looked like a threat every time he was on the ball. So I think Højlund will be vital, especially now. They have players like Walker, like Diaz, Guardiol. They haven't looked good lately. They've been struggling. So those guys, I think, will be the one to exploit. And I actually, when I come to me and this lineup, I see we go with 2 defensive wing backs. We have Masraoui and Dalot, who operates most likely as fullbacks, more wing backs. And yeah, for me, I think that will be maybe a little bit too defensively, because I think now it's a time to hurt City. It's time to go at them and actually give it a go, because they are struggling. And knock, we have Mick Ruby in the house.
Hey, premiere on your channel. Big up,
Yeah.
Goose, wingman. How you doing?
I'm good. I was just thinking doing like a quick lineup reaction. So what's your instant thoughts on the lineup?
Well, instant thoughts. What everyone is thinking, why is not Rashford and Garnacho in the squad? And, the leaked lineup that was leaked out yesterday is turned out to be the same lineup. So might there be some punishment involved that we don't know.
Yeah.
But look, I'm happy with the lineup, but I'm looking more of City's lineup, to be honest. Like, there is no legs in there. Gundogan, shit. Bernardo Silva's been shit. Honest to God. Foden's been crap all season. De Bruyne aging legs. Doku is the original fidget spinner, no end product. Nunes, not much. I mean, the defense is the weakest link here, like a Walker, Diaz, Guardiola as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you look at our lineup, we can definitely hit them on transition and pace. But I'm dying to see that. Usually, when we go at the Manchester derbies, that we kind of tailor towards Pep Guardiola. We did that against them in the FA Cup final. But Ruben Amorim is adamant to stick to his 3-4-3 system. Might it be a 3-5-2? We don't know. But he said
Yeah.
he's going to play his style. Yeah. Because that midfield can be won 100%.
Yeah, as I said, playing two defensively wing backs is maybe it's a little bit too defensively from Amorim. Maybe this is the time we should just go directly at their throats and try to dominate them. I see Nash M87, big up Nash coming in and say, my thought is Amorim is thinking this will be Sporting 2.0. Just sit back and hit on the counter. Same happened in the Champions League with Sporting when they played City. It could be like this, but I'm not a fan. I don't think the defensively is our strongest side at the moment. I think Diallo is great. I think Bruno is looking good. I think Højlund is actually doing really well. And the City team is struggling. They conceded 3 goals against Southampton.
Yeah.
There should be a chance for us to score goals in this game. So what's your thoughts on Nash's comment, Mick?
I might be. It worked 4-1, but that was at home at Sporting and not at Etihad. But they're there for the taking. So my instant thought is that we cannot afford to do individual errors in this game, because that's been costing us lately. And we're talking about the goalkeeper mistakes. He's got to be added. I like the Maguire in the back three. It works well in the middle. But I'm a little bit worried about him versus Haaland. We can do him for pace.
Yeah.
I think we can be quite compact because I believe that Mazraoui and Ugarte could sort of help. Degodaloy, a little bit suspect, in my opinion. But the front three is quite impressive. Like if you look at Højlund, Ahmad, Mount creates a lot of energy off the ball, pressing. Ahmad, I'm not worried. But Bruno needs to be like, you need to hold the ball here in the midfield.
Yeah.
Seriously, because this, if you look at derbies, Jarvis, okay, we haven't been blessed on the past couple of seasons because the city's been dominated. But now I'm not feeling that nervousness. I think that the card is on our tables right now. We're the informed team. They are definitely pressured to win. If they lose today, the Premier League season for them is over pretty much. Well,
it could be. But Man City is a kind of team that actually can go on and win the rest of their games if they want, if they turn it on.
If they want.
Yeah.
But I'm also a little bit cautious and wary, to be honest, because these players, even if they've been shit the whole season, they seem to turn up for the derby game. Like, Foden will turn good. All of a sudden you will see, Bernardo Silva will turn it on. We see, man. But it's going to be an interesting battle. It looks very compact if you look at the lineup. I'm on the Manchester United website, so looking good.
It's looking good, yeah. Burba comes in and he say he's really disappointed about these leagues. No going forward, no going back from whoever it is. They gotta go. Just my opinion, though. So Burbanator want to get rid. But how easy would it be to actually, I don't know, find the league story?
But it started this season all of a sudden. We didn't get this before. Yes, we did, but not this early. This is sabotage, in my opinion. It could be. I don't think it's a player that don't have time to sit and message in this, Twitter accounts, a journalist or whatever. But it could be the brother. It could be the agent. It could be anything, right? So I'm just finding very suspicious why Rashford is not even part of the bench whatsoever, and Garnacho not even part of the bench.
It could
and
be
the cancer give us a little
Yeah, it could be.
He's like, there was even some damning reports coming in. It's like, he's like 27, but in his
Telegraph came out with the Rashford.
When you speak to him, he's like 18 in his mind, kind of thing. Like, and he's surrounded by his brother, his agent, and they are wrapped in cotton wool. We know that Garnacho's brother is 15, creating like lots of Twitter feeds about the lineup. So it could be like, the player is kind of telling his brother or his agent who is going to start, and the agent and the brother kind of leaks it up for clicks and gains. Who knows? But but if I look at the bench though, right? We have Anthony on the bench. We have Casemiro, Ericsson, Mainu, Euro. I thought Mainu would start today for some reason, and Euro, but Malacia. But at least we start with the offensively kind of okay team. It's not that we've seen, like, in terms of rotation, that we start like a little bit weak and then we go in the second half throwing the best team. But I think this is a balanced team, I would say.
Mick, you see this comment that just came out from Romano. It's Amorim on Garnacho and Rashford. You say, I pay attention to everything. The way you eat, the way you put your clothes on, go to game, everything. I make my evaluation and then I decide. So it's actually punishment. Giving them a kick in the side. Maybe it's and not happy with the way they are conducting themselves.
No, I don't going to go in personally on players. I'm going on performance, and Rashford deserves the critique, 100%. And this is him saying, like, you're going to be in my team. If you're going to conduct yourself, be professional. If you're not taking care of yourself, you're not having diet, you're not rocking up late to training. You're not going to be part of it. So this is a punishment. It looks like a collective punishment.
Romano comes in and say nobody's bigger than the club, and that's 100%. Nobody is bigger than the club. But it's interesting that actually Amorim is talking a little bit about Garnacho and Rashford in this instance. But this is more of a gossip thing. I'm not into this. Right? I will try to keep it purely to football when it comes to this channel. I promised my viewers this. So I want to go back to the tactical board and talk a little bit more about what we can expect from the game. It's about 33 minutes until kickoff, if I'm not wrong.
And I got to do watch along soon.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll jump on halftime and have my say. But How do you expect us to play? Because we know the 3-4-3 formation. We are up against Man City. They will most likely go with this formation, the 3-2-4-1. That's how they play. But I suspect that Nunes, when they drop into attack, maybe they will go to a more of a something like this. I would say defend like in a 4-4-1-1 with Duku up on the left side and Holland centrally. Something like this.
No.
So where do you see the weaknesses when we are attacking? Because for me, I see this guy, Ahmad, and I see he's surrounded by players like Bernardo, Nunes, Guardiol. Should be chances for him. And we know Duku, he's not the best tracking back.
No. What to expect? I mean, from Pep Guardiola, he sticks to his guns and his system no matter what. That's his downfall at the moment. I mean, our weaknesses here, I don't see weaknesses more than we it looks like we have a very strong midfield with Ogate. Bruno might be the midfield weakness in that midfield. He better hold on to the ball and find, passes over the top, because you need to explore the space. You need to draw them opposition to you and just ping the ball over. So you can see definitely Højlund dropping back a little bit deeper and beating Diaz for pace, but you can't beat Kyle Walker for pace. It's going to be a little bit tricky one. It's going to be an interesting even-Steven game, but I think that our midfield needs to be spot on. That's what I say. I wouldn't mind seeing like a 3-5-2 instead, and you might see instances that will be a 3-5-2 and Mount drops down as an extra support in the midfield to flood that midfield. High press.
I see Dave 147 coming in and say afternoon Jarvis, congrats on the new channel, pal. Big up, Dave. Big up. And Romano say, I must admit, I thought Mainu should be playing this, but hey, no. So I think we all expected Mainu to start because Mainu is our bright young player. He's a star player in a way.
But Jarvis, for the first time, if you look at City's bench, it's a weak bench. City's always having strong bench, but look at their bench. Jack Grealish is on the bench. Hasn't scored for over a year, since December last year. Then you have McCarthy, O'Reilly, Mumumba, Savinho, Ortega, Simpson Pussey. Did I say
Pusey,
that name?
I think it's Pusey.
Kovacic and Stones. So for
Yeah,
the first time, I don't even recognize half of these names, youngsters. O'Reilly, McCarthy, Obama,
I think it's
Savinho,
McAtee, McAtee,
McAtee, yeah.
O'Reilly. So
Yeah.
but we know City Academy. They have great players. So I bet you their bench is pretty strong, even though it's not very experienced. But they have Grealish, and Savinho is a guy who can come on and stir things up for us. And Kovacic, he's at the DM, so I will suspect if they go up 1-0, 2-0, they will probably put on Kovacic to try to secure the win,
Yeah.
just to give it a little bit more security. So they have got Pep has options when it comes to.
But
to
what
the
options do you see us in the second half? Like, okay, you have Kobe Main on the bench. He's a number 8. You simply wouldn't swap Bruno out for Kobe, or would you? Pusey.
Pusey. Well, this we have options, but I like the lineup what I see, but what I think we could do is swapping.
Mazarawi should have been on the left, in my opinion.
My insecurity is the Ligt, because we know our wide centre backs are going to be the playmakers. So we must rely on them setting up the play, playing it long into our number 10s, or playing it inside, or utilizing the wing back. So we have options, but they have to be secure. I'm not worried about Martinez when it comes to this, but I'm a little bit worried when it comes to the Ligt, because I have I'm just gonna end my thought.
Sure. Sorry,
what I see with the Ligt is he tend to hit it long a lot of the time. He doesn't utilize Ahmad, because we have seen in other games Ahmad dropping down, wanting the ball, and the Ligt, he has like just the vision to see far and just hoof it up. And I don't like this. I want us to be able to keep possession. So for me, I think in this setup, the Ligt is the weak link.
You think so?
Yeah, when it comes to offensively play, but defensively, yeah, he's solid. He's solid.
I'm more worried of the left-hand side with Dalot, like in his spatial awareness, because of course you have Ogata covering that space a lot of yard. Martinez needs to be like releasing the ball quite quicker, because the latest what I've seen with Martinez, he holds on for too long and looking for a pass. So I see mistakes happening on the Dalot side, right? He can play it to Mount, but the triangles, what you're seeing there, the Ligt, Bruno, Mazarawi. So for me, the weakest link is Bruno. Once he receives the ball, he just tends to sort of, instead of taking care of the ball, he just pings it, right? I'm not worried about, because Mazarawi is there to provide the shield and the backup, but he's such an intelligent player, so he can play like, instead of going wide, he can play into Bruno. Bruno can play a triangle to Ahmad. Ahmad shipped it off to Højlund. That right-hand side has been our weakest side for years, but it looks like very strong now, and I would say that the left looks very weak at the moment.
Yeah. If I was Pep, I would test the wide centre backs as much as possible. I'm a little bit surprised that he didn't start with the Salvinho, because I would actually go wide and high with Doku and Salvinho, just to force Martinez and the Ligt to defend in the wide areas, because that's their weakness. That would have been a game plan.
Yeah. So
but I think Martinez is good against Foden.
Yeah. The interesting part is that they have 2 aging midfielders like Gundogan and De Bruyne,
Yeah, they do.
But you never know. De Bruyne can turn up.
Gundogan has looked like he's getting too old. His legs are gone. It's almost like you're watching Eriksen. Brilliant footballer, he has a brilliant mind, but he can't move. Yeah. So it will be interesting. And we have other things. What I like is Mason Mount. What Mason Mount do, especially I would see the 2 number 10s, because they are they are not like in the 4-4-3. 3-4-3. They are not like wingers. They are number 10. So they are sitting centrally. They are narrow. So they will work together. And what I like with Mason Mount is ability to understand. Let's say if Ahmad is on the ball, you will see Mason Mount do a lot of these runs to open up space. He will run here, drag Diaz with him for Ahmad to cut inside and come here. So that's what I like with Mason Mount, his ability to open up space, because Højlund don't have that ability. Højlund is more, he runs in straight lines forward through the goal. So he doesn't open up space. It makes it easier for the defender to just drop down. So Mason Mount in this setup is actually vital, and I'm glad that Mason Mount is starting, because Mason Mount is a good player, and his third man runs is always good.
No, we need energy there. We definitely need off the ball and on the ball as well. You can tell that he's getting into match form as well. Like, he had 2 sitters that he missed, but eventually he will score a goal and the confidence will be there. But looking at the confidence, I mean, City are what, 1 loss out of 10 games, only 1 win. They lost over Juventus, which is momentum. And I keep saying that it can't come down to the players. It stems with the manager, and the manager looks a little bit lost as well. And I've seen this before when he was at Barcelona. He took a sabbatical year. Maybe he's kind of burned out the midnight oil. But this is Derby. Like, anything can happen. This is Derby.
Man City's form has been terrible lately. I don't know their matches. Let's have a look. What have they been doing lately?
In the last 5, well, 1 win in 10.
They lost against Juventus. They drew against Palace.
Yeah.
They won against Forest. Lost against Liverpool. Drew against Feyenoord. Lost against City. Lost against Brighton. Lost against Sporting. Lost against Bournemouth.
Big wins. Big
and what you see here is 4-1, 4-0 Spurs, 3-3 Feyenoord, 2 goals against Palace, 2 goals. So they are conceding a lot of goals. So for me,
defensively,
I just want to go back to the comment I saw here from was it Dave? Dave, he said it looks fairly defensive setup to begin with. Let's hope for the best, and that's what I'm concerned about. We set up a little bit too. I think we should be more offensively minded.
Can I comment on that, Dav? There, I think it's a tactic. The longer you stay in the game, right, the more fragile they will be, and the more the fans will be anxious. The longer we stay in the game, and we can score a late one in the first half, we got it, right? I think it's just to stay alive in the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then switch it up. Yeah. Because if you look at City, what they do, they tend to sort of bob it around like it's a handball, but there's no end product. They just tiki-taka pass it around and nothing's happening. And if you see how many goals they're conceding, then you know that their defense are very frail. Like, Walker received a lot of critics for the 2-0 loss against Juventus. Guardiola is another £100 million player that hasn't really worked. And you see that midfield is nowhere near. Bernardo Silva is also aging, hasn't really turned up either. So I don't know. Let us just play our game and see. But I see tactically, we'll go like we did against in the FA Cup. Nobody expected us. Kind of outsmart them. And the way you can get to Pep is just to stay in the game, and that will screw his mind.
Yeah. It's true. If we should take a look back to the FA Cup final, I remember what we did really well. We kept possession and we progressed the ball out to the wide to get space, and then we shifted play over to the other side. We all remember Mainu's goal when Rashford had that brilliant pass over to the other side. So I think this is maybe a way to open up this City team, let them run. And I think you're onto something when you talk about City, how they like to control the games. Pep, they call it positional play. He likes to manipulate the opposition's structure by passing the ball around. It looks aimlessly sometimes, but he has a plan with it. But when they don't have Rodri, he's the brain in this team. They lack, I would say, the engine, the guy who can actually manipulate the opposition with the ball. So I think that's one of the main reasons City struggles. I see a lot of people in the chat. We have Lesso, big up Lesso,
We
and
got Lesso.
Roshmano is coming with some comments. He say Fabrizio just put a video out on United missing players. I haven't seen that, but I will have a look afterwards. We have been going 30 minutes. I was just going to do a quick lineup reaction. I will be back right after the game with my instant tactical view on the game, doing 15-20 minutes. So guys, keep your subscription and click that bell so you get a notification when I go live. And Mick, final word.
I can see a second half Lenny Euro come in. Maybe you swap up Maguire, De Ligt. I see substitutions taking place. We have a good bench, better than theirs. As I said, it hasn't felt. Now is a good time to go at them, right? They're a wounded animal, but also wounded animal. You should be careful, right? They can turn up for this event. But I feel confident that we will get a result, and it will not be a battering. I think, historically speaking, it's always been one goal's difference, But I think that tonight it's going to be a Ruby Classic 3-1 United. I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. United will be red. Manchester will be red, hopefully, but I'm not going to jinx it.
Yeah. So who's the goal scorers then?
Oh, listen. Rasmatas is 5 out of 5, so Rasmatas will score, I would say.
Okay.
Bruno will score 1, I think, and Ahmad.
So Højlund, Ahmad, and Bruno. Yeah, that's actually a good guess. My prediction for the game is 2-1 United, and I think the goal will come from. I really hope actually Mason Mount scores. He needs to.
He needs to get going.
So a goal for Mason Mount would be fantastic. And I suspect we will maybe we have some aerial strength now with Maguire and De Ligt. So one of them will score on the goal corner. Let's say Maguire will come in and score a goal on
like a balloon corner.
Yeah,
we set up like Arsenal. They've been found out. Nobody's talking about that one.
No.
The set pieces don't work anymore.
Well,
no goals in open play in 5.
Shouldn't be that hard. You just put 3-4 guys high up. Then they can't do their blocks and set up corner kicks. Burba comes in and say, enjoy the game, everyone. Let's get a juicy win with Man United Hearts colors. Nash said, cheers, lads. Praying Manchester is red. Craig Warby comes in at the end and say, hello, guys. Big up, Craig Warby. Remember to smash the like. And guys, Rosmano comes in and say he would take a draw. Yeah, to be honest, I will actually take a draw away against City. I wouldn't be.
I want to win. I want to win
with the draw, but I want to win. Yeah,
I want to send Pep Guardiola to the mental hospital today. Sorry.
And Burba comes with the prediction. He say Rasmatas on fire. He's banging.
Yeah, he's banging in 1.
Yeah,
I think
great,
so.
Burba, great.
Listen, so everyone, guys, please smash the like for Jarvis's channel. Like button. It's free content. Brilliant tactical analysis. He's the master. He's the one I'm learning everything from when it comes to tactics. Learn so much from this guy. And subscribe, please. I gotta go, Jarvis, because I'm gonna start to watch along on the MUFC Reels TV in about 5 minutes, I think.
Okay.
So, guys, if you are not tuning into MUFC Reels TV, watch along. Papi is not going to be there. He's in Botswana hunting animals. I don't know what he's doing there, but he's on some safari. You know what I mean? Bad Wi-Fi settings. Love United, hate the Glazers. Thanks for having me, Jarvis.
Yeah, it's been great. Thank you, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and see you on the next. Have a good one.